School in Arlington, Virginia. The poster reads this: Patriots know facts are not political. Diversity strengthens us. Science is real. Women's rights are human rights. Justice is for all. We are all immigrants. Kindness is everything. We are Yorktown. Well, the signs are still up. Joining us now is John Piper. He's a senior at Yorktown High School. John, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yorktown High School has in its bylaws essentially the pledge that students can expect an apolitical school environment. You saw this and recognized it for what it is, which is political propaganda. What'd you do next?
I tried to contact the school. I told my parents. I said, this is it looks like political propaganda.
Yeah.
And we contacted the school. We emailed the principal. We ended up getting referred to some of the teachers. We emailed back and forth with the teachers. And then we went higher to the school board and talked with our local radio station, WMAL. And from there, they contacted the superintendent, and they said they were going to take the signs down. And then that was over a weekend period, and on Monday, the signs were still up, and we had gotten word that they had changed their minds, and they were keeping the signs up.
So the idea is, I guess what bothers me so much about this story and why I'm so impressed by your response to it is it's the sneakiest kind of propaganda. Propaganda passing itself off as sort of obvious observations, as if people don't believe science. Are people in your school arguing that science is not real?
No.
So this is an attack on conservatives over evolution. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And climate change. And
exactly.
Yeah.
So when you said this is politics, they said, no, it's not?
They said, teachers responded that this was not political. This was policy. This was relevant and not apolitical. And it was ridiculous to me because it's obviously political. In such a heated political climate right now, this is very relevant.
So you took this to some local media, and at least one of them ran a headline saying conservative students at Yorktown are against diversity.
Yes. I know.
Was that the message you were bringing, or against diversity?
Of course not. Of course not. I mean, I support women, and I support minorities, and I mean, it's ridiculous to say that I don't. And it's crazy that someone would even bring that notion up.
So they're just saying that your teacher's point is basically these things are true, there's no debate about them, it's not political. The right to keep and bear arms is in the Constitution. Obviously, it's the Second Amendment to the Bill of Rights. If you were to post that, you think, on the wall, how would that go over?
I mean, there's a serious double standard here at play. Yeah. Conservative values would not be accepted on the walls of the school, especially not in the way they're doing them. They would see through that easily because it's majority liberal. I mean, there's no way you would be able to put conservative things like that on the wall.
Right.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Quoting the Bill of Rights now being regarded as
the Constitution. I mean, you wouldn't be able to.
What's funny is you saw right through this, and you had the guts to confront them about it, and it didn't do any good, but it certainly says something good about you,
and,
I think.
A lot of students saw through it, and wouldn't speak up. And I talked to our teenage Republican group, and they said they didn't want to comment because they didn't want to start anything. And I thought that was ridiculous. Come on, I mean, you've got to say something when you see something wrong like this.
Amen. Amen. John Piper, Yorktown High School. Remember the name. I'm going to vote for you for Senate someday. Thank you very much for joining us, John.
Thank you so much for having me.